Hello students, today we will discuss the basic concepts in fundamentals of partnership firm. In class 11th, you have studied the final accounts of sole proprietorship, but in class 12th, you will be studying the accounting for partnership firm. Since the size of the business increases, it is not possible for a sole trader to carry out each and every activity on his own, because sole trader has certain limitations, because one man capital, skill and risk taking capacity is generally limited. So when more people join to carry business, so it is called partnership. So in this chapter you will be studying and learning how partnership firms maintain their books of accounts. In this module we'll discuss meaning of partnership, meaning of partners, firm and firm name, features of partnership, what are the rights of partners. We'll discuss meaning of partnership deed and its contents, importance of partnership deed, and accounting treatment in absence of partnership deed. Now let us come to our first topic, partnership. The definition we are going to study. As per section 4 of the Indian Partnership Act 1932, partnership could be defined as partnership is the relation between persons who have agreed to share the profits of the business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. Now we'll try to understand the definition in parts. Partnership is the relation between persons. We are talking about persons, not person. When one person carries out the business, that is known as sole trader. But here we are talking about persons. That means two or more persons. So first thing is clear. Partnership is the relation between persons. So we are talking about more than one person. क्योंकि खुद के साथ तो बिजनेस नहीं करेंगे ना पार्टनरशिप में, तो इसलिए दो या दो से ज्यादा लोग who have agreed to share profits of a business, जिनके बीच में अग्रीमेंट हुआ है कि वो प्रॉफिट्स को शेयर करेंगे. Now a question may come to your mind that only profits are shared, not losses. So in business, when we talk about profits, the profits could be positive as well as negative, and negative profits are losses. So there may be agreement between them to share profits as well as losses of the business. Last point is carried on by all or any of them acting for all. Either all of them are carrying out the business or some are carrying out on behalf of others. Now in order to understand this part, any of them acting for all. As in 11th class, we have already studied the different types of partners. As all partners are not actively participating in day-to-day operations of the business, there are some partners who only invest capital and they don't work on day-to-day operations. So the partners, there may be some partners who are working, who are carrying out the business on behalf of other partners. Either all of them are working or some are working on behalf of others. So therefore, partnership is the relation between persons who have agreed to share profits of the business carried on by all or any of them acting for all. Why we are studying the definition? Because partnership is a relation of mutual trust and faith. Partnership accounts should present true and fair picture of partnership business. So therefore it is necessary to study definition of partnership as given in the Partnership Act. And we will be studying the different relevant provisions of Partnership Act which affects the partnership accounts. Now we'll discuss the meaning of partners, firm and firm name. The persons who have entered into partnership with one another individually are called partners. For example, Ram, Mohan and Sohan entered into partnership. So they are individually called as partners. Ram is a partner, Mohan is a partner, Sohan is a partner, and collectively they'll be called as firm. Then they keep name of their firm under which the partnership firm will be carried out. That is known as firm name. So what is firm name? The name under which business is carried is called as firm name. So I hope it is clear the difference between meaning of partners, firm and firm name. Now let us study the features of partnership, or you can say the characteristics or elements of partnership. So the first feature, that is two or more persons. That how many persons are required to form the partnership. Minimum of two persons are required to form the partnership, and they should be competent enough to form a partnership. When we talk about the competency, that means the partner should not be minor, the partner should not be of unsound mind, and the partner should not be disqualified by law. So, well, Indian Partnership Act doesn't specify the maximum number of partners, talking about the maximum number of partners, but as per section 464 of the Indian Companies Act 2013, the maximum number of partners could be 50. That means it is restricted to 50. Therefore, partnership cannot have more than 50 partners. Minimum 2 partners and maximum partnership can have 50 partners. Okay. So next point is we have agreement. Partnership is result of an agreement. Partnership comes into an existence with the result of an agreement among the partners. Now that agreement could be written or oral. The written agreement, it is known as partnership deed, which we'll discuss later on. What is partnership deed? So it is not compulsory to have an agreement in writing. It could be in a verbal form, that is in the oral form. In other words, partnership must come into existence by an agreement and not operation of law. As you have studied in class 11th, different forms of business organization, where you have studied Hindu undivided family business. That doesn't come into existence by an agreement, but it basically comes into existence with the operation of law. So partnership doesn't come into existence by the operation of law, it comes into existence by an agreement among the partners. There should be agreement, but that agreement could be oral or could be written. It is the basis, that agreement is the basis on the basis of which the duties and rights of partners are basically decided. So these were the first two features. Thirdly, we have sharing of profits. The agreement between partners must be for sharing of profits. The third important point is that the agreement must be aimed at sharing profits of the business. If any partner is deprived from the sharing of profits, that will not be considered as partnership. The agreement must be aimed at sharing profits of the business. Sharing of profit का मतलब ये नहीं है कि सारे पार्टनर लॉसेस भी बियर करेंगे. अगर डिसाइड कर लिया गया, अग्रीमेंट में डिसाइड किया गया है कि कुछ पार्टनर्स एक या एक से ज़्यादा पार्टनर्स लॉसेस बियर नहीं करेंगे, तो that could be decided. It is not compulsory that losses should be shared by all the partners. So there may be an agreement among partners that one or more partners shall not be liable for the losses. Okay. Then we have the fourth point. Business can be carried on by all or any of them acting for all. It means each partner can participate in conduct of business and each partner is bound by act of other partners in respect to business of the firm. अब इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका मतलब है या तो ये बिजनेस सब मिलकर चलाएं या कोई एक चलाए बाकियों के बिहाफ पर. इन अदर वर्ड्स इट मीन्स या तो बिजनेस जो है हर पार्टनर उसको चला रहा है या एक से ज्यादा पार्टनर्स चला रहे हैं बाकियों के बिहाफ पे। Therefore, it is written business can be carried on by all or any of them acting for all, जो बाकियों के बिहाफ पर एक्ट कर रहे हैं। नेक्स्ट फीचर इज रिलेशनशिप ऑफ प्रिंसिपल एंड एजेंट। प्रिंसिपल मतलब कि सारे के सारे जो पार्टनर्स हैं वो क्या है, ऑनर्स होंगे। एजेंट मतलब सारे पार्टनर्स एजेंट माने जाएंगे। अगर कोई एक पार्टनर किसी थर्ड पार्टी से अग्रीमेंट करता है तो वो सब पार्टनर्स पे लागू होगा। मतलब कि जो पार्टनर्स का रिलेशन है वो एजेंट का भी है और प्रिंसिपल का भी है। अगर कोई एक पार्टनर किसी थर्ड पार्टी के साथ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर रहा है तो दैट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विल बी बाइंडेड अपॉन ऑल द पार्टनर्स। So therefore, the partners are principal as well as agent. Next, lawful business. Business should be legal in the eyes of law. Business जो है वो legal होना चाहिए, illegal activities नहीं होनी चाहिए। अगर कोई illegal activity है जैसे कि entering into drugs, so that activity and that business will not be considered as partnership. So business should be lawful, legal in the eyes of law. Last and the very important point, it means if the business becomes bankrupt, then private estates of the partners become liable to meet deficiency. इसका मतलब ये है कि जो partners हैं उनकी liability unlimited होती है। अगर बिजनेस बैंकरप्ट हो जाता है, बिजनेस में लॉसेस हो जाते हैं और बिजनेस की एसेट्स जो हैं वो कम पड़ जाती हैं लॉसेस को बियर करने के लिए, तो पार्टनर्स की पर्सनल एसेट्स को भी यूज किया जा सकता है डेफिशिएंसी को मीट करने के लिए। तो पार्टनरशिप में पार्टनर्स की जो लायबिलिटी है वो अनलिमिटेड होती है। So these are the important features of partnership, without which partnership cannot comes into existence. So students, now we'll discuss the rights of partners. So every partner has a right to participate in the management of the business. हर पार्टनर के पास राइट है कि वो डे टू डे ऑपरेशंस या एक्टिविटीज उसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर सकता है। उसका राइट है, हर पार्टनर का राइट है। सपोज लेट्स से देयर आर 3 पार्टनर्स A, B, C, then it is not like that कि only one partner will manage the business. All the 3 partners A, B and C, they have right to participate in the management of the business. Secondly, every partner has a right to be consulted about the affairs of the business. In case any activity is being conducted or a business is about to enter into some contract, so it is the right of the partner that the partner should be consulted before entering into that contract. So every partner has a right to be consulted about the affairs of the business. Thirdly, every partner has a right to inspect the books of accounts and have a copy of it. हर पार्टनर के पास राइट है कि वो अकाउंट्स की बुक्स को इंस्पेक्ट कर सकता है और उसकी एक कॉपी अपने पास रख सकता है। Then coming to the next point, every partner has the right to share profits or losses with others in the agreed ratio. हर पार्टनर का राइट है कि जो भी प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो अग्रीमेंट में मेंशन्ड है कि उसको उसका उतना शेयर उस रेशियो में मिले। अगर नहीं मिलता है तो वो इस बात पे ऑब्जेक्ट कर सकता है। Next point is, if a partner has advanced loan, he has the right to receive interest thereon at an agreed rate of interest. And if the rate of interest is not agreed, interest is paid at a rate provided in the Indian Partnership Act 1932, that is 6% per annum. This point is very, very important, so please pay attention, because in practical questions you will be facing the transaction or entries where you have to deal with this point. अगर किसी पार्टनर ने फर्म को लोन दिया है, let's say ABC are carrying out a partnership firm and A has advanced a loan to the firm, then A has the right to receive interest, whichever rate of interest is mentioned in the agreement. बट लेकिन अगर अग्रीमेंट में रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट मेंशन नहीं है, अगर अग्रीमेंट में रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट मेंशन नहीं है तो इंटरेस्ट जो है वो 6% पर एनम के हिसाब से दिया जाएगा एज पर इंडियन पार्टनरशिप एक्ट 1932. लेट मी क्लियर दिस पॉइंट अगेन बिकॉज इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर किसी पार्टनर ने लोन दिया है फर्म को तो ये उसका राइट है कि उसको इंटरेस्ट मिले उस लोन की पेमेंट के ऊपर. पर अगर रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट उस अग्रीमेंट में मेंशन नहीं है तो इंडियन पार्टनरशिप एक्ट 1932 के अकॉर्डिंग रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट शुड बी 6% पर एनम. Next point is, in case of emergency, a partner has the right to act according to his best judgment and be indemnified for the expenses incurred by him. अगर emergency के टाइम पार्टनर को कोई डिसीजन लेना है तो वो अपनी जजमेंट के हिसाब से उसको लेगा और उसने जो भी खर्चा किया है तो the firm has to pay those expenses to the partner. Then coming to the next point, a partner has the right not to allow admission of a new partner. पार्टनर का राइट है कि अगर पार्टनर किसी नए पार्टनर को एडमिट नहीं करना चाहता, इसको हम कैसे समझते हैं, एक एग्जाम्पल से समझते हैं कि सपोज लेट्स से राम, मोहन एंड सोहन आर पार्टनर्स एंड मोहन वांट्स हिज सन to enter into a partnership. That means admission of a new partner. That one more partner is to be admitted. So Mohan wants his son to be admitted as a partner, but Ram objects to it. Then that partner, that is Ram, has a right not to allow admission of a partner. If all the partners doesn't agree to that decision, a new partner cannot be admitted to the firm. It's not only that कि Mohan wants his son to enter. If randomly any other person, he wants any other person to enter into partnership and Ram doesn't want to allow it, then they cannot allow admission of a new partner. So all the partners should agree in order to for the admission of a new partner. So next point, after giving proper notice, a partner has the right to retire from the firm. If a partner wants to retire from the firm, then a proper notice should be given and then that person, that is the partner, can retire from the firm. If a partner incur expenses on the business or he pays amount on behalf of the firm, अगर कोई पार्टनर कुछ खर्चा करता है बिजनेस पे या बिजनेस के बिहाफ पे कोई पेमेंट करता है तो फर्म शुड इंडेमनिफाई दीज पेमेंट्स टू द पार्टनर. दैट मीन्स ही शुड नॉट स्पेंड द एक्सपेंसेस ऑफ द फर्म आउट ऑफ हिज पॉकेट, his or her pocket. The firm has to indemnify these payments to the partner. So these are the various rights of partners. To just recapitulate all the points, partners can inspect the books, partners are to be consulted before the affairs of the business, partners have right to participate in the management of the business, and whatever agreement is there of the profit sharing ratio, partner has a right to share the profits and losses in that ratio. So these were the first 4 points. Then again let us discuss the loan point because that is very very important. If partner has given loan to the firm, then he or she has the right to receive interest on that loan. Whatever rate of interest is mentioned in the agreement, that rate will be given. But if the agreement is silent on the rate of interest, then as per the Indian Partnership Act 1932, it will be given at the rate of 6% per annum. I hope the first 5 points are clear. Then in case of emergency, partner has right to act according to his best judgment. कि partners, according to their judgment or their perception, they can act accordingly and they can incur the expenses. Partner, if they don't want to allow new admission of a partner, they can object to that. If they want to retire, they can give the proper notice. And if any partner has incurred expenses on behalf of the firm, then the firm should indemnify those expenses to the partner. So these are the several rights of partners. Now let us study the meaning of partnership deed. Partnership is the result of an agreement between two or more persons. Now that agreement may be oral or written. We have already studied this point in the feature of partnership, that the agreement, it is not compulsory that the agreement has to be in a written form. It may be in a verbal form or oral form. So law doesn't restrict that the partnership should form the agreement in a written form, but still in the written form it is preferred. Why? In order to avoid the disputes and the conflicts. When the agreement is in written form, it is known as partnership deed. Now, what is partnership deed? It may be defined as a document containing the terms of partnership as agreed by partners. It is known as partnership deed, or it may be called as articles of partnership. वो डॉक्यूमेंट जिसमें सारी टर्म्स और कंडीशंस लेड डाउन होती हैं जो कि पार्टनर्स ने अग्री करी है, उसे क्या कहते हैं? पार्टनरशिप डीड. अब क्या टर्म्स और कंडीशंस हैं, क्या कंटेंट्स हैं, वी विल बी स्टडिंग इन द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. बट इन ऑर्डर टू जस्ट हैव अ बेसिक इंट्रोडक्शन, that it contains what interest on capital will be given to the partners, whether interest on drawings will be charged from partners or not, what are the name of the partners, and what are the addresses of the partners, what kind of business is carried out, whether interest on loan will be given, at what rate, regarding the admission of a partner, retirement of the partner, all the terms and conditions which are mentioned in the document and it is agreed by the partners. It is known as partnership deed. Now let us study the contents of partnership deed. That means कि partnership deed में क्या क्या points होने चाहिए. Name of the firm, कि firm का नाम क्या रहेगा. Name and address of all partners, कि partners के name और उनके address mention किए जाएंगे. Nature and place of business. Nature of business means क्या हमारा business, जो partnership firm है उसका business trading होगा, manufacturing होगा या सर्विस प्रोवाइड करेंगे, और वो बिजनेस किस जगह पे कैरी आउट किया जाएगा ये भी मेंशन किया जाएगा. नेक्स्ट इज कैपिटल टू बी कंट्रीब्यूटेड बाय ईच पार्टनर, कि हाउ मच कैपिटल पार्टनर्स आर कंट्रीब्यूटिंग एंड इट विल बी मेंशन कि कौन सा पार्टनर कितनी कैपिटल कंट्रीब्यूट करेगा. इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल, क्या पार्टनर्स ने जो कैपिटल लगाई है उस पे इंटरेस्ट दिया जाएगा, अगर दिया जाएगा तो क्या रेट रहेगा, अगर नहीं दिया जाएगा तो रेट मेंशन नहीं होगा. ड्राइंग्स, की पार्टनर्स क्या कितना अमाउंट विड्रॉ कर सकते हैं फर्म से फॉर पर्सनल यूज, दैट इज ड्राइंग्स, इट विल बी मेंशन. अगर नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज इंटरेस्ट ऑन ड्राइंग्स, जो पार्टनर्स ने पर्सनल यूज के लिए पैसा ड्रॉ किया है क्या उस पे इंटरेस्ट चार्ज किया जाएगा, और अगर इंटरेस्ट चार्ज किया जाएगा तो उसका रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट भी पार्टनरशिप डीड में मेंशन होगा. इंटरेस्ट ऑन लोन, इट स्टेट्स कि जो भी पार्टनर ने अगर कोई लोन दिया है फर्म को तो उसको इंटरेस्ट किस रेट पर दिया जाएगा. नेक्स्ट इज प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो. प्रॉफिट शेयरिंग रेशियो की agreement will mention the ratio in which partners will be sharing their profits. Next is remuneration to partners, कि क्या पार्टनर्स को कोई सैलरी बोनस दिया जाएगा, और अगर दिया जाएगा तो किन पार्टनर्स को मिलेगा और कितना अमाउंट मिलेगा. that will be mentioned in contents of partnership deed. Next we have valuation of goodwill, कि goodwill को कैसे value किया जाए. So let us continue with the contents of the partnership deed. We have valuation of assets. It will state basically the manner in which assets of the firm shall be valued. Then we have accounting period of the firm. In this it will be defined the date on which accounts shall be closed every year. Normally accounts are closed on 31st March every year. Then we have date of commencement of partnership. So that is from which date the partnership will commence. That date will be mentioned in the contents of partnership deed. Next we have duration of partnership. That partnership will be continued for a period of number of years, or it is for a particular venture, or it is at will. It will be defined. The duration of the partnership will be defined. Next we have rights and duties of partner. So it will basically define the rights and duties of partners. Death of a partner, like in case of a death of a partner, whether the partnership firm will continue or it will come to an end, that will be defined. Bank accounts, whether the account in the bank will be opened in the name of the firm or in the name of any partner, and who will be signing the check. These things will be clearly defined in the contents of partnership deed. Next we have settlement of accounts. That how accounts will be settled in case any new partner is admitted, or the retirement of the partner takes place, or there is death of a partner, or the partnership firm gets dissolved. How the accounts will be settled, that will be mentioned in content of partnership deed. Next we have auditing, whether the accounts of the firm will be audited or not. If not, it's okay. If yes, then what is the mode of appointment of the auditor, that will be mentioned. Next is settlement of disputes. How disputes, if there is any dispute among the partner, how the dispute will be settled, that will be mentioned in the content of partnership deed. So these all are the various contents of partnership deed. So next topic we have importance of partnership deed. Before studying the importance, though it is not compulsory or mandatory under law to have a partnership deed, but still partnership deed is prepared or desirable due to certain reasons, and those reasons we'll be studying in this slide. That is why partnership deed is important. So firstly, it regulates the rights, duties and liabilities of each partner. Partnership deed mentions whatever the rights, duties are clearly defined, and what are the liabilities of each partner, they are clearly defined. That's why partnership deed is important. It helps to avoid any misunderstanding among the partners, because all the terms and conditions of partnership have been laid down beforehand in the deed. पार्टनरशिप डीड जो है वो अवॉइड करती है, इससे कोई भी पार्टनर्स के बीच में मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं होती, क्योंकि सारी टर्म्स और कंडीशंस पार्टनरशिप की इसमें मेंशन होती हैं. तो इससे पार्टनर्स क्लियरली उनको पता है कि उनकी क्या राइट्स हैं, उनकी क्या ड्यूटीज़ हैं, क्या लाइबिलिटीज़ हैं. तो इससे आपस में कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होने के चांसेस जो है वो कम होती हैं, और मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग जो है वो कम होती है. Any dispute among the partners may be settled easily, as the partnership deed may be readily referred to. If there is dispute among the partners के बीच में कोई dispute या कोई conflict हो जाता है, and they don't agree to any statement, then they can easily refer to the partnership deed, and those disputes could be easily settled. Therefore, it is always desirable to have a written partnership deed, but under law it is not compulsory. But still, it is being prepared by the partnership firms so that the conflicts or the disputes could be avoided, and the partnership firm may run smoothly. Now in this slide we will be studying the provisions applicable in the absence of partnership deed. That is, if partnership deed is absent or the deed is silent, then the following provisions are applicable. So let us study it one by one. So firstly, sharing of profits and losses. If partnership deed is absent or it is silent, how profits and losses will be shared? The profits and losses will be shared equally by the partners. अगर partnership deed में profit sharing ratio के बारे में कुछ नहीं लिखा है, partnership deed silent है, तो पार्टनर्स प्रॉफिट शेयर जो करेंगे वो इक्वल करेंगे. प्रॉफिट्स और लॉसेस कैसे शेयर करेंगे? इक्वल, irrespective of the fact how much capital they have contributed or how much effort they are taking in managing the business. It will not be considered. If the deed is silent, you have to straightforwardly distribute the profits and losses equally. The question may confuse you with adding such statements that a partner has contributed a lot of capital and one partner has not contributed any capital. So you don't have to take anything into consideration. Just see whether deed is silent. If deed is silent, then partners will be sharing equally. Profits and losses will be shared equally. Secondly, we have interest on capital. अब पार्टनर्स ने जो कैपिटल इन्वेस्ट की है तो क्या उन पे इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल दिया जाएगा? हमने ऑलरेडी कंटेंट ऑफ पार्टनरशिप डीड में पढ़ा है कि पार्टनरशिप डीड में मेंशन किया जाता है अगर इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल दिया जाएगा तो क्या रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट होगा. बट अगर डीड साइलेंट है तो पार्टनर्स को इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैपिटल विल नॉट बी गिवन as per the provisions of the Indian Partnership Act 1932. You will not take interest on your own 5%, 8%, 10%. If the deed is silent, then straightforwardly interest on capital is not given. Why these points are important? Because it will help you to solve the practical questions. Because once the theory is completed, you will be coming across many practical questions where you have to read the questions and identify whether the deed says something about the interest on capital or profits and losses. But if deed doesn't say anything, deed is silent on the interest on capital will not be given to the partners irrespective of the fact how much capital the partners have contributed. Okay. Then third point is interest on drawings. Before coming to explanation of interest on drawings, let us just recapitulate what is meant by the term. Drawings are basically the withdrawals of the partners for personal use. If partners withdraw from the firm some amount for personal use, that are known as drawings. And firm usually charge certain rate of interest on those drawings. And if firm charge certain rate of interest on those drawings, that rate of interest is mentioned in the partnership deed. If partnership deed is silent on interest on drawings, then interest on drawings is not charged from the partners. You don't have to take on your own a certain rate of interest. Just remember the thing. If partnership deed is silent, then interest on drawings will not be charged from partners. Interest on capital is not paid to partners, and profits and losses are shared equally by the partners. Next, we have interest on advance or loan by a partner. We have studied this point in the previous slides in rights of partners, but let us just recapitulate. If any partner has given loan to the firm, how much interest will be given to that partner? That will be specified in the contents of the partnership deed. But we are studying the provisions if partnership deed is silent. If partnership deed is absent and we have to identify how much rate of interest will be given to the partner. So interest will be given at the rate of 6% per annum, and it is a charge against profit. Charge against profit means interest has to be paid whether firm incurs profit or loss. जब बात आ जाती है चार्ज की, तो मतलब वो पार्ट देना ही है, चाहे फर्म को प्रॉफिट हो या लॉस हो. तो अगर पार्टनरशिप डीड साइलेंट है ऑन इंटरेस्ट ऑन लोन बाय अ पार्टनर के बारे में, तो पार्टनर को इंटरेस्ट दिया जाएगा 6% पर एनम के हिसाब से. और अगर फर्म को लॉस हो रहा है, उस केस में भी फर्म को, पार्टनर को ये इंटरेस्ट देना ही पड़ेगा, क्योंकि ये क्या है, चार्ज अगेंस्ट द प्रॉफिट. Interest is paid whether the firm earns profit or loss. So I hope these 4 points are clear, that how the profits and losses will be shared. Interest on capital, whether it will be given or not. Interest on drawings and loan by a partner. So in continuation with the previous slide of provisions applicable in absence of partnership deed, we have the fifth point, that is remuneration to partners. तो अगर पार्टनरशिप डीड साइलेंट है, तो क्या पार्टनर्स को सैलरी कमीशन दिया जाएगा? एज पर इंडियन पार्टनरशिप एक्ट 1932, no salary, no commission will be paid to any partner in the absence of partnership deed. तो ना ही पार्टनर को कोई सैलरी मिलेगी, चाहे आपको क्वेश्चन में मेंशन किया गया हो पार्टनर इज वर्किंग day and night and he has contributed a lot for the firm, but if deed is silent, no commission, no salary is to be paid to any partner. Lastly, admission of a partner. If partnership deed is silent regarding admission of a partner, new partner cannot be admitted unless all the partners agree. अगर सारे partners agree करेंगे तो ही नए partner को admit किया जाएगा, अगर नहीं करेंगे तो partner को admit नहीं किया जाएगा. So there are some other important provisions which are applicable in the absence of partnership deed. If partnership deed is silent, participation to carry the business allowed to, that business can be carried out by all the partners even if the partnership deed is silent. Then whether inspection of books of account are allowed or not. In case partnership deed is silent, so all partners can inspect the books of accounts. Thirdly, retirement of existing partner. If the existing partner is retiring and partnership deed is silent, then that partner could be retired with the consent of all the partners. That consent, all the partners must give their consent. They must agree upon his retirement, his or her retirement, then the retirement of the partner could take place. Death of an existing partner. If in a partnership the death of a partner takes place and partnership deed is silent, then the firm may be dissolved. Minor admission. Whether the minor will be admitted as a partner or not. In case the partnership deed is silent, if all the partners give their consent, then minor could be admitted as a partner. So talking about the registration, whether registration is compulsory or optional. In case partnership deed is absent, it is optional. If the firm is not registered, अगर registered नहीं है, उसके repercussions ये हैं कि no suit can be filed by firm or partner, but a third party can file a suit against the unregistered firm or its partner. In case of any dispute or clashes, जो फर्म है वो कोई भी केस फाइल नहीं कर सकती किसी थर्ड पार्टी के अगेंस्ट, बट थर्ड पार्टी फर्म और पार्टनर्स के अगेंस्ट केस फाइल कर सकती है. Therefore, we have studied that partnership deed, though it is not compulsory by law, but still it is preferred in order to avoid the disputes, clashes. So in case the partnership firm is not registered, नो सूट कैन बी फाइल्ड बाय द फर्म और पार्टनर, लेकिन जो थर्ड पार्टी है वो फर्म और पार्टनर के अगेंस्ट केस फाइल कर सकती है। देन पर्सनल प्रॉफिट, अगर कभी पार्टनर ने कुछ फर्म की प्रॉपर्टी को यूज कर कर किसी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में एंटर किया है, दैट मीन्स ए फर्म earns profit for himself from any transaction of the firm or from the use of the firm's property, the profit which is earned, it will be paid to the firm, चाहे पार्टनरशिप डीड एब्सेंट हो। अगर फर्म की प्रॉपर्टी को यूज कर कर कोई भी पर्सनल प्रॉफिट कमाया है, then that profit must be paid to the firm. Lastly, liability of each partner. Even if the partnership deed is silent, the partners have unlimited liability. That means their personal assets could be claimed for covering the losses of the business. So, on the basis of our previous understanding on the theory topics, let us just recapitulate and let us just identify whether we understood the topic or not with the help of certain examples. So, question 1. A and B are partners, but they do not have any partnership agreement. How will they solve the following disputes between them? So basically it's a partnership firm, and where A and B are partners, there are two partners, but they don't have any partnership agreement. That means partnership deed is silent. So how will they solve the following disputes between them? First question. A wants that profit should be shared in the capital ratio. So whether profits will be shared in the capital ratio if partnership deed is silent? So answer would be profits will be shared equally. Why? Because partnership deed is silent. When partnership deed is absent or it is silent, profits and losses are shared equally. Secondly, B wants that he should be paid salary for devoting more time for the business of the firm. Now B is claiming that कि उसको ज़्यादा सैलरी मिलनी चाहिए क्योंकि उसने ज़्यादा टाइम डिवोट किया है बिजनेस के लिए, बट पार्टनरशिप डीड क्या है? साइलेंट। और हमें पता है जब पार्टनरशिप डीड साइलेंट रहता है तो पार्टनर को कोई भी सैलरी नहीं मिलती, therefore B will not get the salary. So let us discuss question number 2. A and B are partners in a firm. State by giving reasons whether their claims are valid if partnership deed is silent in the following matters. So there is absence of partnership deed. First question under that it says B had advanced a loan to the firm. He claims interest at the usual interest rate charged by banks. The rate of interest is 13% per annum. So partnership deed is silent and B has given loan to the firm, and B is claiming the interest at the rate of 13% per annum. Whether 13% per annum interest rate will be given or not to the B. As we all know, if partnership deed is silent as per Indian Partnership Act 1932, so if nothing is mentioned regarding the rate of interest on loan, the rate of interest will be given at the rate of 6% per annum. Therefore, B will be given interest on his loan at the rate 6% per annum. So he will not be getting 13% per annum. So in case if it would have been mentioned in the partnership deed that he'll be getting 13% per annum, then B would have got 13% per annum. Since the deed is silent, so B will get interest on loan at the rate of 6% per annum. Second question, A has contributed rupees 1 lakh and B rupees 50 lakh as capital. B wants profit to be shared equally. Since partnership deed is silent, and we all know if partnership deed is silent, the profit and losses will be shared equally. So therefore B is correct in that. as it is written in the answer, in the absence of any agreement, profits will be shared equally irrespective of their capital. चाहे उनकी capital contribution different भी हो, लेकिन profits और losses कैसे share किए जाएंगे? Equally. So let us continue with our third question. X and Y are partners in a firm. They do not have any partnership deed. What should be done in the following cases? So first case is X has invested rupees 1 lakh and Y only rupees 50,000 as capital. X ने 1 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट किया, Y ने 50,000 इन्वेस्ट किया as capital. X wants interest on capital at the rate of 12% per annum. So what will be done? So as we know, in the absence of partnership deed, interest on capital will not be given to the partner. So X will not get any interest on capital. X को interest on capital नहीं मिलेगा. क्यों नहीं मिलेगा? क्योंकि partnership deed क्या है? Silent. So let us solve the second part of the question. X spends twice the time that Y devotes to the business. X जो है वो Y से ज़्यादा time devote करता है business के लिए. So he wants a salary of 2,000 per month for the extra time spent by. तो X वो demands कि 2,000 रुपया महीने के हिसाब से उसको extra time जो उसने spend किया है उसको salary दी जाए. If we calculate it annually, it will be 24,000 rupees. So whether the salary will be given to X? No. Why no? Because partnership deed is silent, and if deed is absent, then salary is not given to the partner, irrespective of how much time that partner devotes to the business. Let us see the third part of the question. X wants to introduce his son Rajesh into the business and Y objects it. X चाहता है कि वो अपने बेटे राजेश को बिजनेस में लाए, लेकिन Y इस बात को अग्री नहीं करता. तो क्या राजेश को will be entered into partnership? So in the absence of partnership, in the absence of partnership deed, new partner cannot be admitted unless and until all partners agree to it. Therefore, if Y objects to it, Rajesh will not be introduced as a partner to the business. So fourth part, X has given a loan of rupees 20,000 to the firm. He wants interest on it at the rate 8% per annum. X ने फर्म को लोन दिया कितने का? 20,000 का. पार्टनरशिप डीड साइलेंट है एंड X इज क्लेमिंग द इंटरेस्ट एट द रेट ऑफ 8% पर एनम. तो जब पार्टनर फर्म को लोन देता है और पार्टनरशिप डीड साइलेंट है, सो हाउ मच इंटरेस्ट द पार्टनर गेट? दैट इज एट द रेट ऑफ 6% पर एनम. So he cannot claim 8% per annum, he'll be getting 6% per annum. So these are the answers of question number 3, which we discussed in the previous slide, where the first part answer is no interest on capital will be allowed. Second part of the third question, X will not get any salary. Third part of the question, X son cannot be admitted as a partner if Y objects it. Fourth part, X is entitled to claim interest on his loan at the rate 6% per annum. So question number 4. B has drawn rupees 50,000 from the firm for his personal use during the year. So there are certain drawings which are done by B during the year, rupees 50,000, and firm wants to charge 6% per annum interest on this amount. So 6% per annum, this rate of interest will be interest on drawings. Can the interest be charged if partnership deed is silent in this matter? As we all know, if partnership deed is silent, no interest on drawings will be charged. So hence our answer is interest will not be charged. So let us continue with question number 5. Ruchika and Surekha entered into partnership with capitals of rupees 30 lakh and rupees 15 lakh respectively. They did not enter into partnership deed. They don't have any partnership deed. At the end of the accounting year, Ruchika claimed interest on capital at the rate 6% per annum. But Surekha convinced Ruchika that interest cannot be allowed on capital. Explain how Surekha would have convinced Ruchika. Surekha would have given the argument that in case partnership deed does not exist, Partnership Act 1932 prevails, as per which interest is not allowed on capital.